Fall in love with the process and the results will come. Life, strength, and health. Morning Motivation, episode 130. Value the process. Great rising, everyone. Kim here, and I hope you had an amazing weekend. And in this week's Morning Motivation series, I'm going to be covering the topic of having a growth mindset, and I'm going to be sharing some tips that you can incorporate in your life so that you can have a growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset are those who believe that their abilities are fixed and then they can no longer continue to grow. But people with a growth mindset realize that we are all on the path of improvement and we can continue to grow and incorporate new skills and thought patterns, and that we can continue to be prosperous and successful. And in this week's Morning Motivation series, I'm going to be sharing tips on how to really move about in the world with a growth mindset so that we can achieve our goals. Now, I was inspired to share this from a book that I read years ago, and I'm actually in the process of rereading it. And the title of the book is Mindset, The New Psychology of Success by Carol Dweck. And I will list that in today's show notes pages. And this week's first tip is value the process over the end result. You know, sometimes this can be easier said than done. The reason that we come up with goals is because we want an end result. And the goal is put in place so we can reach that. But when you set out on the goal, you're at a starting point and then there's an end point. And the space in between is the process. And the process is, what skills do we need to attain? What do we need to release? What new habits do we need to incorporate into our life? So in this process of the ups and downs, the challenges and the victories and, all the things in between is the journey. That is the process. But within that journey and in that process is where the greatness lies, because that's where you find the transformation. The transformation isn't at the end goal. The transformation is what is necessary for us to reach our end goal. And if we go through that process with a negative attitude, with dragging through the process of hating it, then that is going to make that goal even much more difficult to achieve. So if we value the process, if we value the ups and downs, the challenges, and we look at that as stepping stones for us to reach our goal, we will definitely value it more and we would appreciate it more, and we will enjoy that journey so much more because we are going to be greater because of it. And when we turn back at the end, when we reach our goal, we're going to look back and see that it was so necessary for us to go through that process, and we will appreciate it and we will have gratitude for that process, because the journey and the process is what got us to our victory. Fall in love with the process and the results will come. And I'm going to leave you with that. And for additional morning motivation episodes, our extended podcast, and to be notified when we release future episodes, make sure you subscribe to our show. We are located on all the major podcast players and also YouTube. And for the show notes page for this episode, where I will list the book that inspired me to share this series this week, just visit lifestrengthandhealth.com/MM130. That's lifestrengthandhealth.com/MM130. So make it an amazing day. Live healthier, Peace and blessings.